Hello and welcome to a first, in a while, Train Sim World tutorial on how to actually drive a train. We did one of these a while back with Train Simulator Classic, but now we're actually doing the real thing with Train Sim World 4. The reason for doing this now is there's quite a lot of content for Train Sim World 5 coming out in the next few weeks, including the Welsh City lines. So I thought I'd show you how to actually drive a train. Kind of like we did in Train Sim Classic, but we're going to do it in Train Sim World. Welcome to Doncaster. We've got a Class 800 LNER Zoomer, quite new, well, newish, and I'm going to show you how to drive them. So to get in the cab, we're going to click number 1 on our keyboard, and to see the controllers, we're going to click F1, which brings up all the controllers. So the setup for these trains is pretty similar to it is in Train Sim Classic. So the first thing we need to go to is actually setting up the train and inserting the master key. Hopefully this is the only bit where you need your mouse. The rest is like keyboard really. So to turn on the train or to put the train to drive mode, insert the master key just like this. Before we go any further, we're actually going to go and see if the AWS is working. So the AWS Advanced Warning System sets an alarm off depending on the colour of the next signal coming up. To check this, if we click E on our keyboard and hop out the seat, holding down the right side of your mouse, you can then move around the cab also with your arrow keys, and the AWS is on the back wall just here. So if we go to this one, we can see it's currently at normal, so it's off now and it's on, so we're just going to leave it like that. You can go through and change these depending on how much of a good driver you feel you are. To be fair, I'm going to keep most of these. You can, yeah, well actually we'll make that, we'll turn that one on. And that's a driver DSD, so we want that. Yeah, we can try to turn our vigilance on as well. So now we've done that, if we go back to our seat, holding down the right side of the mouse and then heading over to the chair, aiming our mouse on it and clicking E at the same time brings us back into the driver's seat. So now we've done that, if we go back down to our controllers down here and put the reverser into neutral, so click S on the keyboard, so that's forward and that's back. Try that, and then to cancel, if we click Q on our keyboard, that will cancel the AWS just like that.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Lovely. Right, so that's currently in reverse, so we're going to actually move that forward by clicking W, so now aiming for forward. The next thing we need to do, if we head outside our train, we're going to set our headlights up. So currently they're off, so to turn the headlights on, you click H on your keyboard just like that. Next thing, is a few things I've got to go through, is we're going to need to open our doors. So to get to an external view of the train, if you click number 2 on your keyboard, that'll put you kind of to in front, to the sides, a bit further away, but you can zoom in with your arrow keys. If you click number 3, that's a slightly different view, and that's the other side of the train. We're going to actually use this view and going to open our doors. So the platform for our train is on the left hand side. So to open our doors on the left, if you click the Y key, so Y for Yankee, it will open the doors, just like that.
Ticket checks are in operation at this station.
And then your passengers will offload just like that. If you need to open the other set of doors on the other side, it's the U key next to the Y key. And when it asks us to shut them, I'll show you how to shut the doors. If we click F1, you can see the amount of time it's left to load passengers. So to load our passengers and shut the door, if you click Y on your keyboard again, it will shut the doors, just like that. Fantastic. And now if we head back into our cab, if we click number 1 on the keyboard, we'll be back in the cab. Right, so we should be able to go pretty soon. So let's get some power. So to get some power, you need to click A on your keyboard, and this will go through the brake, and you're now in neutral. So if we click A, the train will start taking some power, he says, just like that. So from the outside, you can see the train starting to take power, just like this. You can get the controls on the outside just like this, so you can see kind of what the speeds are. Currently the speed set is currently the speed we can go is about 70, but I know we're crossing points here, so we're not going to speed up too much. Right, so if you see on here, you've got the indicator which shows what the speed of the train is and how fast we can go. So to toggle the speed, A for acceleration and D to de-accelerate or deceleration. To be fair, it's warning us to turn on AWS, which we've already done, so you can ignore that, but you now know how to do it. So if we now add some speed, as the speed limit has gone up to 120, 125 I believe, and we'll just start cruising along. So a few controls while you're in the train, these are similar for a lot of them. So to get your window wipers working, we'll do that first. It's clicking V on the keyboard, and it will put them into their first setting, which I believe is just once every then and again. I hope it's going to do it. We'll do it again. There we go. To then turn these off, if you click Shift V, that sends a toggle back the other way. Lovely. So, right, what's the control for the horn? I mean, that's everyone's favourite part, right, isn't it? So, to do the horn, you've got the low horn, which is that one, and it's hit by clicking the space bar on the keyboard, and clicking N sounds the high horn. So, together, just like that. And from the outside, and you can spin around sort of fast as you just go along like this, and you get some nice screenshots just like that. So, heading back into our cab by clicking 1 on the keyboard, we can see what the speed is, and we're just about to start going downhill as well. So we won't drive the whole route, we'll drive to Retford, and it will just give you a bit of a sort of, I don't know, a bit of an understanding of what I do when I'm driving. And this will be quite good for when Train Sim World 5 and the Welsh Cities route comes out next week, which I would definitely show him because it's quite close to my heart, that line, has to be said. And we're now just cruising at a nice speed of 97 miles an hour. So other controls in the cab, I'll show you the next ones at Retford, but if you click L, that turns the light on and off. You can't really see it in this weather, so light on, light off, just like that. Obviously H is the lights, did that earlier, and W and S is the master key, again what we did earlier. Ah, that's annoying. Right, so the takeaway from this, I'm so used to Train Simulator Classic, I'm so sorry. So when that alarm sounds, so DSD is what I turn on, or Vision's device, if you click the enter key, that actually cancels it, or the Q key, that will also cancel it hopefully, and that will stop your train from stopping automatically. Right, so we've got a bit of technical driving coming up now. We can just see our next few signals are all going to be yellow. So if we just start slowing down for this next one, I don't know actually, just keep an eye on it up there. I'm a bit used to clicking the B key on there for the low horn in Train Sim Classic, so I do apologise if I say something like, no, that's not right. I do apologise, I'm trying my best. Right, so in the top right corner we can see our speed limit drops down to 110 in a minute, but we are only going 105, so we're going to not effectively slow down for that. We're just going to keep cruising and just keep an eye on the green signals coming up. So Retford's about 11 miles away. Yeah, and then I'll show you the best way to slow down, the safest way, which is kind of using the railways actually. To go through your light settings, I can talk about this while we have a bit of time. If you click H, it goes through the different settings. So you've got headlights off, then you've got your marker lights on, tail lights on, off, and then you've got your dimmed and full. So we're running full. That was a speed restriction, just see there, but that'll be highlighted on the top right. Just need to slow down for it to be fair. There we go. Lovely. I mean, we didn't do a lot, but I'm glad we've cleared the restricted sections. Also, another keyboard I can show you, keyboard command. If you click tab on your keyboard, that brings up a menu, so you can actually open your doors with this, just with your arrow keys, unlock both sides, and you can contact the signaller if you need to. To toggle that menu, it's just the tab key on, off, just like that. Just gonna speed up. So other camera positions, if you click 4 on your keyboard, you know it doesn't actually do anything. 5 again, nothing. 6 again, nothing. So 8 is a big one. 8 is one of your train cone paths, just like that. Also you can toggle your controls off with F1. Yeah. I mean you can, we're doing really well, and there we go. Lovely. And we'll just toggle F1 back on just there. Right, we just need to slow down for this signal coming up. Put a bit too much brake in there, never mind. Right, so we just start slowing down because the next one is apparently going to be a yellow. So the signals in the UK, especially on the East Coast, work in 4 aspect signals. So it's gone green now, typical. So they work in the way the first signal could be green, the next one, aspect 2, could be 2 oranges, which means the next signal after the next is going to be red, or if it's a single orange, the signal after will be red. And obviously if it's red, that kind of speaks for itself a bit, really. Right, so we'll speed up again. Because that signalling, I imagine what that is, we are following a service just in front of us, which is either slowing down or not, kind of going at the same speed. So if we do get an orange signal, you'll hear an alarm go off in the cab. If you click the Q key, so that's Q in the corner, that will cancel that. To view your network diagram of where you are, if you click 9 on the keyboard, you can then zoom out and that will show you where your train is and show you the rest of the route. To come out of that, if you just click escape, that will take you out of that map view. As we said, I've missed Train Sim World a bit, to be fair. I'm a big fan of it. Maybe we should start doing more Train Sim World content, who knows. Ah, right, apparently we've got another route. It's going to start slowing down for the speed restriction just coming up. There we go. So if you also click T on your keyboard, that brings up your task list and tells you what's happening next. So the next one will be stopping at Retford, platform 1. And if you click T again, that just toggles the view off. So we've got some yellow signals coming out. We're just going to start slowing down. So up in the right hand side you can see how close the signal is, so that next one is just under 200 yards away. That's the AWS, so click Q on that to cancel that. I'm just going to keep slowing down because I believe the next few are going to yes, we will be stopping at that red one, which is just over a mile away, so keep slowing down. I kind of feel when you're slowing down for these, the best thing is to kind of match your speed to how far you've got left. So we're still going at 80 miles an hour currently. Once we find out how close that next signal is, we'll ease off the brakes a bit, but I think it's quite close behind this one. So if we get ourselves down to about 50 miles an hour, cancel that again with the Q key, we'll be able to see how close that red is. So the red is at 0.8 miles, so we will start slowing down because that will creep up on us. Going to put into about notch 2 braking, so just this, and then we'll slow down to about 30 miles an hour when we're getting a bit closer. Maybe just under half a mile, we'll drop down to 30, just under. So we're just going to cruise now by clicking A, and we're just going to start slowing down just this signal. Just going to cruise a bit more. And you can also see in the diagram on the right hand side you've got speed restrictions coming up, so you've got a 50 mile an hour one in 800 yards. I'm just going to slow down for this signal now. Once you've done this a few times, you'll get a bit more of a hang of like how the signals behave and what kind of braking you need to apply when slowing down for them. We have slowed down a tiny bit too early for this one, I'm not going to lie to you. So let's just speed up a little bit, so at about 20, 22. So you can see the signal ahead, it's on the left hand side just before the bridge. I'm just going to keep slowing down, and maybe the signal will change. There we go. Right, so the signal actually changed, so we can speed up again. So what we've done there by sort of slowing down a lot earlier meant we didn't have to bring the train to a complete halt, which would probably be more efficient for the train, I'd think. So the next stop will be Retford in 0.7 miles. With that signal, if you look to the left, it had a white feather pointing to the right hand side. That's to indicate that we'll be crossing over very shortly, just after this section just here. Just like that. So when you're coming into a station, you want to be coming into the platform about 30 miles an hour. Any faster, unless you've got a very good train, you've got a chance of overrunning. So about 30 miles an hour into the platform is about kind of good. And just got another train going up just over there. So we're just approaching the platform, we've just dropped below 30 miles an hour, so it's quite a safe speed to come in. If we look at the instructions up here, the stopping is about 100 yards. So it's going to keep slowing down. 70 yards, 60, 50, 40. It's going to cruise the rest, I think. So it'll just be up here, so we're just under 20 yards away. So if we start slowing down, it should just be about spot on, I'd think. 5. There we go. Stopped us there. And again, to open doors, I want to click Y on the keyboard, just like that. I'm a bit confused here. It says, I believe we weren't actually picking up passengers here. So we're just going to open our doors very quickly and start going. Right, so while we're here, we're not actually going to go any further. We're going to look at some other controls for the train. So with these trains, you have an engine on them. To start the engine, first of all, you need to make sure you've got no acceleration applied, so we haven't. And to start them, it's Z on the keyboard. And you can just hear them in the background. So if we went outside the train now, you can hear them just towards the back. And then to turn off the engines, again, it's Shift Z on the keyboard. Right. Just like that. Another thing I'm going to show you on these trains is the pantograph, and that's controlled by clicking P on the keyboard and Shift P. So the pantograph of these ones is right at the back, just here. So if we click Shift P on the keyboard, the pantograph should drop just like that. And then if you want to raise the pantograph, it's P on the keyboard this time, just like that. Fantastic. Right, so I hope that tutorial was slightly helpful, I guess, with driving, and hopefully with the new release of the Cardiff City lines in a few days' time. I hope to watch this show and be a bit of a pro with what you're doing. So without further ado, if you give us a big fat thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe and comment. And with that, that is the end of the tutorial. There we go. Just leaving just like now.